Yeah, diggity. Okay, I couldn't wait to get out of the shower. I just had to finish up on the video. And I don't know, something changed on my phone, and for some reason my videos are limited now. So, okay, so detachment. Yesterday I talked about many of the things that it wasn't, along with my personal journey and what I still thought it was. So let me just, I went through my series of losing everything, and what was so funny is in the midst of this, so it was after I had already gotten bitten, but I didn't really... I mean, I thought I was going to beat it, right? Because I'm a holistic health coach. I know everything. And I had 100% success rate up until then. So I really thought that. I was wrong. But, so during that time, I remember I was in Florida and I had just uploaded a video because, well, the title was Stepping Outside of Your Comfort Zone. And here I was so proud of myself because, you know, I had ran out of my own fresh-grown tobacco and had to smoke commercial, and I ran out of my own fresh-ground perfect coffee and my own cashews and you know, all of this stuff. And I mean, obviously there were deeper things than that, but I did touch on those things since we're talking about materials, since that's what most people relate to. However, the real spiritual lesson of detachment is much beyond the material, and I will get into that. So that was my last video on YouTube, and I was with a couple friends. One of them I had picked up when she started her new life of learning to say no and standing up for herself, and that was quite an adventure, and maybe I'll just do a whole nother video about that when... you know, because it was amazing and crazy. But, yeah, so, okay, so that's the name of the video. And, you know, at the time, YouTube was like my only income. I had taken off, you know, the show. I wasn't working a regular job anymore. I was just kind of preying on faith. And I was doing my stuff, you know, making my medicine and teas and you know, things like that. So... whatever, but that was really like my only income. And February, which we're coming up here on the anniversary, that video, and I used to do the direct live upload when they used to allow that. So I would just log into YouTube, push a button, and talk, which means there were no backups, right? So the whole journey and everything was erased. But yeah, so I uploaded that video and then went to go play it for friend I was visiting, and halfway through the video, like literally right after I uploaded it, it stopped. Like, that's weird. So I just hit refresh and back, and then all of a sudden this account has been closed due to copyright or trademark abuse or, you know, something like that. I'm like, what? And I look in my email, there's no emails, there's no warnings, there's no, hi, you're doing this wrong or anything. We found out what happened, and it was Chris Geo of Truth Frequency, now Beyond the Veil Radio or whatever, who he filed a fake trademark complaint and had me shut down their Facebook and, you know, anyone else who was involved in gathering evidence of the abuse and attacks. Yeah. So, okay. Wow. So I get to learn again. Wow, how am I going to detach from this? And my means of communication. 2 days later, my Facebook of 8 years, 30,000 photos, poof, gone, disappeared. My record, which the Akashic Records. I thought it would always be there, and all my writings and rantings. And so then YouTube is gone, then Facebook's gone, and all my means of communication with people, right? And I didn't really use a cell phone. The only reason I was using a cell phone was because I was on the road. So I didn't have like a lot. That was my means of communication, Facebook. And yeah, it only got worse from there. But then shortly after that, I mean, my friends dying. Yeah, and so I'm like, all right, well, this is a crazy lesson. detachment. Okay, I'm supposed to detach from all these things and this and that and blah, blah, blah. But what I was missing, the real spiritual lesson in detachment, is detachment from outcomes, right? Detachment from who we think we are, based on what other people tell us, what we think we know, again, based on what other people tell us, hearsay by everybody. And what cracks me up is like there's so many smart people and they can see through the bullshit and everything. But for some reason, the government or religion or somebody told them the truth about this one thing, right? And they like hold on to that. And the hardest part of detachment is being able to detach from all of that, right? So not just things and people, and again, not in an unemotional, unfeeling, uncaring, uncompassionate, judgmental, separative type of way. Can you exist without these people, places, and things? Okay? Now you have the inside world, right? So all these people, places, and things come with what? Hopes, dreams, fears, securities, feelings of whatever, memories, this, that, traumas, happy times, whatever. We're attached to those things, and that's how we get caught in our fear prison. And yeah, you can argue, well, Christie, yeah, you were fearful. Well, yeah, of course I was, and I totally, fully admitted it. Yeah, I'm drowning, help. Okay. There's nothing wrong with actually feeling that. But what are you going to do with it? Are you going to let it stop you? Or are you going to realize, like in that movie Divergent, and the chick, she's like, this isn't real. She had to remind herself, this isn't real. And to be honest with you, that's what I do when I'm in the thick of things that seem totally, completely impossible to get out of. But how does that work? The only way it can work is if you detach from your outcome, okay? So, like I'm glad I was documenting videos and, Facebook rantings and stuff along the way because you can see, and my message is consistent, and it wasn't until every time when I gave up my attachments to outcomes or what I thought things should be, because everything I thought the way things should be was based on the programming from everything else prior, which clearly what I was waking up from, what we're all waking up from, hopefully, right? So can you detach from that? Like, do you even actually know who and what you are? And think of everything you think you know. Everything. Anything you think you know. Is there, like, flat earth debate, right? Okay, well, you want to call them idiots, but can you actually prove them wrong? No. Well, they can't prove you wrong either, but whatever. I'm just saying, you're thinking about it, hopefully, instead of just attacking someone for having a different belief. Why do you believe the earth is round? Because we learned that in school. We saw pictures of what people we trusted told us was true. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm saying I don't know. But I'm not attached to either outcome. It wouldn't change my life in any way. Yeah, think of how many things you get excited about. Or people around you. How crucial are they really? Like, what other people or other things, other people think, say, for example, how does that affect you? Yeah, the spiritual detachment that really we're learning that equates to spiritual narcissism. They think detachment is separation, and I'm looking down on you, and I'm going to tell you how to live your life, and you're doing it wrong, and blah, blah, blah. So, I can't be infected by you. I'm detached from your evil ways, and the fact that you have a life path that have struggles because, you know, like, if I don't judge you, then I might catch your transformation disease. Yeah, detachment is not detachment from people, things, places, this and that, okay? I mean, you can use it as a good practice. I did. But the real work is inside. I'm thinking right now of a video I did on magic last year, and this is actually kind of reminding me about it. You know, everybody's thinking, oh, magic, this, that, and I gotta go cast a spell and do this and blah, 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 and I'm gonna make this person love me, or I'm gonna make that person be nice to me, or I'm gonna blah, blah, blah. I expressed how that clearly were signs of control freaks, which only happen if you are fearful and if you cannot actually learn the spiritual lesson of detachment. Can you detach from your need to control the outcome of everything in your life? How do you know what's best for you? I don't. I had to detach from that. I had to detach from my programming of my life is supposed to look this way, I'm supposed to look this way, I'm supposed to marry this kind of person, I'm supposed to be this, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and by the way, I'm better than everyone else because I am all blah, 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 right? Can you detach from that? Yeah, I touched on my need yesterday, something else I had to detach from internally, my need for approval. If you notice, I don't have that anymore, which is why I can be here and share these things, and I don't give a fuck if you judge me. I don't care. Put on my shoes. Rock and roll. Let's do it, right? You don't see me going around judging other people in their paths and telling them they're wrong or this or that. We learn how? By experience. And even everything I'm sharing with you, I'm really only going to reach out and relate to people who've walked it and already understand it, right? I'm not actually going to be able to teach anyone anything, because if you haven't walked it, you don't understand what I'm saying, and you're not going to believe it, because you're still in the place where I was before I was forced to walk it. All in due time. You cannot force a flower to bloom, right? No. So, detachment. That goes along with the topic of the magic video I did. It just kind of dawned on me. Can you release your need for power and control of everything? Really? So even people who think that they're, you know, not controlling or fearful or judgmental, they are. And I was too. I remember. Okay, so Leah LaChapelle, I love that Princess Leah. She used to be on the show. And she's like, Christie, I think we should talk about judgment. And you know what I found out recently? I'm super judgmental. And I'm like, what the fuck? No, you're not, dude. You're like, what do you know, I just totally didn't see that. But anyways, we did the show. And then, of course, I'm thinking, and I'm like, oh, whoa. Yeah, I'm still really pretty judgmental. You know, I gotta, yeah. So I took inventory and took check of myself and put it in the back of my mind to be mindful of every day in every way. And can you detach from your need to, it's just popped in my head. Like, what do they say? Man in, oh yeah, that men are created in God's image, but really God is created in man's image. Can you stop creating the world in your image and allow it to be what it actually is, and realize that these relationships or these, you know, reasons, seasons, and lifetimes you have with people, places, things, ideas, beliefs, fears, judgments, traumas, all of these things, they're part of the makeup of who you are, and they're all teachers, okay? So if we look at this as like a earth school, they're challenges. And what's your greatest challenge? I used to judge a lot of people. I used to judge hillbillies. Well, guess what? I got to live with hillbillies. I love hillbillies now. I used to judge rednecks. Well, guess what? I got to live with rednecks. I don't judge rednecks now. I mean, the list is endless. Even homeless people, right? I thought life was so easy. You just get a job and everything just falls into place, and that's what we're told, right? Well, I learned it doesn't work like that. And there's more to it than just the physical reality that we think we're tuned into, but we're actually not, because what do they say? We can see like less than 2% or something like that, something really minuscule of the electromagnetic spectrum. And, you know, people always notice their dogs and cats, and everyone else notice things and see things that you don't see. Like, hello, well, guess what? We can see that when we can detach from this unnatural world and go back to our source, our self, our center of creativity, the beauty. I'm looking out the window here. Nature, our teachers, and even those we judge are our teachers, and even those who hurt us are our teachers. Fucking probably the best teachers, really. And I did a video thanking my stalkers and people in the past. And I have about another maybe 2 minutes here, so I might as well put that gratitude and thank you out there for them. And it's weird because I sometimes wonder, like, if I already knew all this stuff, like, why did I have to go through it anyways? Why did I still have to experience all that darkness? And again, I feel blessed. Because how else would I really, really know? And then how effective could I really be at assisting other people trying to step out of the line of fire? You can be free, and you can keep your self-worth, and you can let everything go, your attachments to everything, especially about who you are, who we are as a whole. And maybe I'll talk more about that in the future, but yeah, the detachment lesson. So it started with people, places, and things, and plans, and ideas, and yeah, then it went to the deepest part of my soul and anchors keeping me stuck in a hell prison. And that is not to discount outside forces. Those of you who think you create your own reality or you create everything, I'm just gonna say, you know, fuck you. Stop killing babies and starting wars all over the world, okay? There is way more to it than that, and I will talk about that more in the future, even though I have in other videos. Check my Coffee with Christie playlist, and, you know, just go on the page and type whatever topic you want to know about. There's like 2,000 videos. Just search Christie Aphrodite and then whatever the topic is. Yeah, so that's how you can find everything. It's gonna die on me, so thank you so much for joining me. I love you all. Thank you for being here. And